Hey guys, Ken97 Stow 171. We are back in the International 9800. This is the one I just built. Got some lights on the front. Um, this one is in a interesting metallic red. It's actually black and metallic. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of black and then red. The lower skirt there is only black. Was going for arrow, and then I put an 800 horsepower 14 meter Detroit in it. Run an Eaton Fuller automatic, not I'm sorry, automated manual 215 ratio. I don't believe the number. The sound pack is a pretty good one, but it said 800 horsepower, 2,500 pound-feet of torque. I don't believe that. Just based on how it drove over here empty, I don't believe the power number either. We got about 36,000 pounds. We're only going 372 miles. This will be a short one, and then I definitely need to get to sleep. Probably should have put a more realistic engine in it, honestly. My other truck has a S13 International with a T14 transmission with 215 ratio. If I remember correctly, pretty damn fuel efficient. This will not be, probably. Okay, there's the high beam indicator. I was like, where the hell is it? We're going to reset the trip. The fuel economy indicator there. See what our average is. This is a very nice truck to drive. It reminds me quite a lot about oh my god, it reminds me a lot of the European trucks, because if you look, I mean, you're sitting actually like in front of the front axle. It's very short wheelbase, but unlike the European trucks, it's got a massive interior. There's a big space behind the seats, and then the bed. It's got a lot more room than the Freightliner FLB. Um,
Turn left.
Need to put that route planner on there because you can't see the one up there very well. I do have it in manual mode still.
Go straight on. Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Let's see if we can start off in fourth. I bet we can. Forgot to put the cat. Or maybe I couldn't.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right. Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
So you see it's black, and then it turns red. Pretty neat. Very short wheelbase. I just kept the same Cascadia trailer we had last time. Now we need the other lane.
Keep left, and then continue straight on. Go straight on.
Yeah. We're gonna blow that light. It's definitely not 800 horsepower and 2,500 torque. You see numbers like that in the game, and it's not realistic. I almost put the JC Amateurs pack was available, and there's a Scania 700 something horsepower engine available. Thought about doing that one, but that engine actually doesn't sound that amazing, unfortunately.
Keep left.
So 75 miles an hour, we're turning 990 RPM. This is that same turn we almost crashed on last time. This just, to me, it's just not 800 horsepower. So what I need to do is change the engine out for something more realistic. Thought about a Cummins N14. There's a couple big power N14 engines that are pretty good sounding. Unfortunately, none of the good Z-Mod Detroits were available. See if fuel economy starts to rise up. We're sitting at 990 RPM, which is below this thing's peak torque. Peak torque on this is 1,200 to 1,400 or 1,100, something like that. Now the other International 9800 I have, I put the, as I said, I put the S13 engine and the T14 transmission. Actually made a pretty good combination in this truck. Very quiet engine, very fuel efficient. Good torque. I think 1,800 pound-feet at 900 RPM. Yeah, we're up to 5.2.
Go
slow down much going up the hills, so.
Keep left.
Oh shit.
Keep left. Go straight on.
Let's try resetting the fuel economy. Like we did last time. From here on, it gets pretty straight. Mostly concerned about what the straight and flat average is. Climbing a hill here. This is why this truck is so efficient running that other engine, the S13, with a similar gear ratio. 900 RPM at 75, you're at peak, right at peak torque, peak efficiency with a low RPM, and that's why that engine did so well with this rig, with this gear ratio. The other truck I have the engine, but the automatic transmission, the T14, fewer ratios. It's got two low gears. It's got a 20 to 1 low ratio. This Eaton Fuller has a wider spread, as I mentioned in the Cascadia video. So it might be interesting to use the same engine and try different transmissions and do a back-to-back fuel economy test. You know, to see what you get. Tell you what engine would be more reliable. It would be this 14-liter Detroit 60 series. No EGR. No EGR cooler. up to 7.4 miles per gallon. It's pretty good for 800 horsepower, which I don't believe.
Go straight on.
Super easy truck to drive. It really is. Takes a little getting used to having the steer axle be underneath you and behind you as much as it is. So when you get into tight city quarters, if you're used to driving a long wheelbase truck, it's easy to overcorrect. Same thing when you're backing into a dock. I think I am setting a little too close. Oh boy. Because I got to look a little to the left too much for that mirror. Probably need to adjust my seat back just a little bit. Got big, easy to read gauges. Although, with the lights on in the daytime, they're orange and you can't read them. And when the lights are off, they're white, which is easy to read in the daytime. That bump again. I'm gonna go ahead and get over here. Fortunately, that headlight mod that we have. Well, let's pull into the weigh station. Let's see what we weigh. This transmission does shift really fast. Faster than the regular Eaton Fuller RTLO. The Ultra Shift definitely shifts quicker.
Go straight on.
Okay. 80,555. $80,555 minus, I think the cargo makes this truck a little heavy. 30, well, it's 30, yeah, minus 35,9, 35,9, 40. Yeah, 44,000 pounds for the truck is heavy. That's heavier than that Cascadia, and there's no way that's the case. You know, we found that to be the case with the Argosy, too, that the cab over was really heavy. Need to try the Freightliner FLD. Maybe that's why the truck seems a little slow for 800 horsepower, you know, is that it's actually pretty damn heavy. Probably just the modeling, you know, in the truck is, well, it does accelerate pretty good there. But again, this truck should be much lighter than any modern new truck. One nice thing about this truck is it's got a high roof on it, so it has better aerodynamics for the trailers. The Freightliner FLD, you got to run a thing on the roof to make it even close to being correct for a trailer height, and it's still not quite right. lay there when I turned my head. That was weird. Really unfortunate the Z-Mods Detroit engines don't work in this. That would sound amazing. I looked to see if there was a Century or Columbia truck somebody did, and there are, but they're expensive. Forget who it was with, but there was like a Christmas pack that had every single truck. It was like $200. They had a lot of trucks, but to get like the Freightliner pack that had like 3 trucks in it was like $60 or whatever. Like, okay, I don't want to drive it that badly. They had a Freightliner Classic, which is the long nose. It's not the FLT, which is the one previous to that, I think. Can't seem to find that. Can't find a Century or a Columbia, which have the same dash as the Argosy. Like I said, the only problem with the Argosy is that the goddamn truck is its truck and trailer is like 45,000 pounds, which is insane. It's about 10,000 pounds overweight. Truck and trailer. When I had the Volvo VNL, that thing was like 35,000 truck and trailer, and the Volvos are heavy, so there's something not right there. It should be about 30,000 pounds for the truck and trailer, not 44. This is 44, which is still heavy, or 40, whatever we just said before. So I need to weigh the FLD and see if I can get a weight for that. And again, I need to write these things down. That Freightliner FLB might be the best cab over as far as efficiency because of that.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right.
The engine brake doesn't sound amazing.
Turn left.
Boy, I fucked that up. So we got back up to about 6.7. I think we could have gotten a solid 8 out of this truck if we'd have just straightened flat for a while. Boy, this transmission shifts really quick. Click.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
That's why it's called an Eaton Ultra Shift.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left. Go straight on. Turn right. Finally, we are here.
So it's going to be around the other side of the building. I wonder if we can go straight. I wonder if we can go straight and then do an easy. We're going to try. Oops. Oh, that's locked. You can't go in that way. So we can. Of course, this truck's got such a great turning radius that that trailer is right there. And that one. Once again, not really ideal parking. Pretty good. Guys, that'll be it for this one. Alright guys, that'll be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely a fun rig. I kind of like the old school stuff, but also practical. And look how short the wheelbase is. It's just you know, I don't remember seeing many of these though. I think it wasn't really a popular truck because it's kind of ugly. In real life, it's just the proportions of it are kind of weird, and the overhang and the front's kind of squared and weird looking. But I bet it was a pretty great truck because again, the interior is just great. You can't really. There's no lights on in there to see, but well, here I'll show you. I can show you this one from inside. See, this one, I guess I can have the cat. Look at all the space in here. See, in the FLD, this hump goes all the way back to the bunk, and this whole space is missing. So the bunk is like right here, and there's like a flat hump that goes right to the edge of the bunk at about this altitude. So this truck just has way more room in it, you know. Um, it has another bunk up there, high roof. I mean, this would be a much nicer truck. Enough room for a fridge or cabinets or something right there. This would have been a much nicer truck to live with than the FLD, FLB, whatever the hell the other. Here, I'll show you. Uh, where the hell is the other one at? Yeah, this FLB. So if you look at the interior of this one, you got this hump where the doghouse is and the bed. There's like no room, really. I mean, it's basically a day cab with a sleeper. And I'm pretty sure it's got a similar wheelbase, but it's just because the front wheels are directly underneath, and I don't know whether that would be having the wheels directly under your seat or having the wheels like behind a little bit. Not sure which one would be easier, you know. And this one doesn't have a true high roof; it's just got this fake. This truck just does look better. It does look better. I just the proportions of the wheel to the front. It's a more attractive looking rig. And then you got the Argosy, which is kind of like between the two. See how long it takes to load that? It's because it's a I don't know, much bigger truck, pretty short wheelbase. The interior I really like. Not a completely flat floor here. There is a bit of a hump, but again, it's got storage, double bunks. It's a pretty nice rig. One weird thing about this truck is that if you look at the angle, the windshield being like this is probably much better for aerodynamics, but it is a little weird when you're in here. The windshield's kind of at a weird angle. This one doesn't have a cat either. Can you not have a cat? See, there's no option for dashboard things right there. Yeah, that's this truck has got something up with it because when you come in and out of the truck like that, it takes forever. This is another really fun truck. There's not a cab version, a sleeper cab that I can find. I have it in my mods, but it doesn't show up when you try to build it. Really fun truck to drive. There's a Pacifica, also a day cab. Peterbilt 350. This truck's from the 1950s. The interior of this is really cool. Interesting that you can't see the sleeper. You can see out the back window, even though there's a sleeper back there. Got the cat. My favorite part of this truck is this thing, the low air indicator. How it pops down. Yeah, see, there's a sleeper back there. But it doesn't show up when you look at the interior. Pretty cool truck. This is from like the 1940s, I think. 30s or 40s. Um, so, and then these Kenworth, the K100s. I had to drive this again. These are fun too. Kenworth, another Kenworth cab over. That one's classic. Also pretty short wheelbase. Good looking. A lot of mods available for this truck too. But see, again, this one has a shifter there, a big tunnel, and then the bed's right there. There's not a lot of space in between. You know, don't have the cat either. Is it not an option? That's what I wanted, was that button. Doesn't look like. Yeah, maybe. Put the cat there. Or there. Mugs and all kinds of shit. See if the cats are. Yeah, they are. Kind of blocks the view a little bit here. He might be better off to have, like right there, those faces. And that's not going to work. That would work. Those are cool. Haven't driven that for a while too. That one also has let's see what the engine pack's available for that one. Usually the Kenworths you can see how slow that is. See, I mean almost every single engine mod is a you got the man, what is going on? You got the 12-liter Detroit, the 14-liter Detroit. These are all from Z mods. So there's like it's got almost every engine you could get. I think you could put the S nope. See, some of them like the that S13 is in the Steel Productions engine pack, but it doesn't show up for this truck because it's not compatible for whatever reason. So, not every engine is available for every, you know. Yeah, I need to get back into driving this one. Got the stripper things on the back. The other truck that's really cool has the same has the opposite problem though is the K200s. Right here, I got several of these. It's a triple axle. Let's do that one. This is also a really cool truck. This is basically the successor to that last one. A lot of these in Australia. So I got square tanks like you'd see in Australia. Really nice looking rig. It's got the stacks, the intakes right there. On the engines, it just has the engines that come for the K200, which is kind of unfortunate. There's just not a lot of engines. Yeah, there's some decently powered ones, but it's mostly Cummins. There's an old Cummins. This is the PACCAR 13. I put probably the most fuel. It's got 900 RPM. It's probably the most modern engine on this list. So I don't remember what the transmission is. 8 and full or 285, which could probably do even 215 for this truck. See, I use the RTLO for that. 1471 to 1485. What's available? See, only what's available. See, that full Eaton Fuller pack is not available for this truck, so you're stuck using whatever. I don't think. Yeah, they do have an Ultra Shift. 1471 to 85. 308. 285. But there's no Ultra Shift 18 that has a similar diff ratio. Yeah, it's just really limited in what transmissions you can put in it, which is kind of a shame. Super cool truck. The interior on it, it's basically just a slightly modernized version. Also, no room, big wide sleeper, but again, really no room behind you. That's what I said. That International 9800 is it's really wide. This one, but that International 9800 is just a super nice truck. If you really wanted to do long haul and live in it, that truck is great. For that, you know, I mean, just compare it. Compare the interiors. You know, look how much more space there is in this, and the truck really isn't any bigger on the outside. It's just amazing quality use of space, but it's because the cab is moved forward on the frame, basically. You know, because the trailer is probably going to be like right here, so it's kind of nice. It gives you a really tight fitment on the trailer up to relative to the cab. Yeah. Change those to paint. Looks better. No. All right, guys, that'll be it. Long enough yapping. I turned a 30-minute video into a 45-minute video. I yapping about trucks, but just look how short the wheelbase is on that. So, might be one of my new favorite trucks. You know, I drive it a little bit, and then I remember how much I enjoy it. You know, and then you look at this. And just look how much. I mean, the wheel. Look how much longer the wheelbase is. It's unbelievable how much bigger this truck is. And you know, it doesn't really have any more room in it. That's the thing. It's got a much wider bed. But isn't that wild? Just look how much bigger the truck is. And, you know, let me take a look at that other one because there was another Cascadia that had a. Those are my company trucks. Really hate when it does that. Let's look at that one. That one's got the full interior. You know. So that one's better because the bed would be back here. So it's a little bigger. This one's another one where you can not put the cat for some reason. You put Maxwell, but he doesn't move. Oh. Anyway, guys, that'll be it. Have a good one. Be safe. Be safe out there.